This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Ministries, the website www.spiritandtorah.com. And it is August the 23rd, 2013. We are in the midst of the month of Av, for those following the correct scriptural calendar. And I wanted to just highlight two very important stories that I think continue to confirm the timeline that is presented at my website. That timeline being that the anti-Messiah, the Abomination of Desolation, will be going down on March 11th, 2014, 3 days prior to Purim. First, we have here the Egyptian Christians cancel church services for the first time in more than 1,600 years. Of course, this is due to all the turmoil going on in Egypt right now. Several of Egypt's Coptic Christian churches canceled mass services last Sunday for the first time in more than 1,600 years amid the unprecedented wave of violence against them. Christian churches in Minya, located in Upper Egypt, canceled their Sunday mass services after an attack by supporters of ousted Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi last week that destroyed their monastery. We did not hold prayers in the monastery on Monday for the first time in 1,600 years. Solowani's Lofty, priest of the Virgin Mary and priest Ibrahim Monastery in Degla, just south of Minya, told Egypt's Al-Masri Al-Yum newspaper. And so the story continues to go on about how these Coptic Christians have canceled their services. So we have the pagan Christians canceling their services for the first time in more than 1,600 years. And what do we have happening at the same time? This has just been put on the templeinstitute.org, which is an apostate organization of Jews who deny Yahshua, who are trying to rebuild the temple. And it says, exclusive, Temple Institute opens new school for training priests. On the evening of August 20, 2013, and of course they're following the wrong calendar, it is not the month of Elul, it's the month of Av. After a 2,000-year summer break, school reopened to teach the Kohanim, Jewish men of priestly descent, the lost art of performing the daily Talmud service in the Holy Temple. The detailed laws of the divine service in the Holy Temple have always been accessible in the volumes of Jewish tradition. But now, for the first time in 2 millennia, an organized academy has been inaugurated to prepare for the renewal of temple service. The grand opening of the academy began with a semi-dress rehearsal dry run of the entire daily service from start to finish, reenacted step by step. For the purpose of this unique educational endeavor, special educational tools and props were used, representing the necessary vessels. A figure of the Lamb offered up in the daily sacrifice, and a small-scale altar were also created exclusively for study purpose. The evening was not open to the public. Some 20 men, young and old alike, of Kohanic descent, direct lineal descendants of Aaron, the first high priest, participated in the rehearsal. For the first time in 2,000 years, they have now done a dry rehearsal with an actual, stuffed dummy lamb and a replica of the altar, and they have performed this the evening and morning oblation. Basically, is what they're doing here. So, what does this mean? Okay. The Abomination of Desolation is going down on March 11th, 2014. That means in these coming weeks and months, basically all we have to have happen is the Psalm 83 war, in which Israel wipes out her enemies, maybe a limited nuclear war that goes down in the Middle East. We see the possibility of that happening more and more each and every day with the news headlines. The most major thing that happened this week, of course, is that there's reports as many as 1,300 people were killed in Syria by a chemical attack. I mean, just a lot of craziness going on in the Middle East right now. But basically all that Israel has to do is win this war that could last hours or at the most a few days, because I do believe there's going to be some limited tactical nukes that are going to be used. Israel emerges the victor, and these priests that they've already had a dress rehearsal dry run for the animal sacrifices. They're just ready to set up a temporary tabernacle right now and just start it. And I see that this is going to be starting here, and then of course the anti-Messiah is going to get right in the midst of it by March 11th, 2014. So we are at the doors, folks. We are at the doors of the 3.5-year, 42-month long Great Tribulation, and this story just confirms it. So as the apostate Christians are shutting down, things are getting switched over to the apostate Jews over here in apostate Israel, and it's all gearing up for the Great Tribulation, which will lead to Yahshua, the true Jewish high priest, returning on Yom Teruah 2017 for his bride, and then returning in great glory 10 days later on Yom Kippur 2017 to officiate the real temple. Hallelujah. All right, Yah bless, Shabbat Shalom. Again, the website is www.spiritandtorah.com.